voiceover friends. It is Ryder, the VO life coach. You've heard me as national brand voice for NASCAR, the professional bull riders, and of course Ford trucks. And you are listening to the VO Life podcast. Now, pay attention.
Welcome to the VO Life, a podcast for those who are trying to figure out how to build a career in VO from a guy who just seems to always learn the hard way. Now here's your host, Troy Holden.
Hey, welcome back. It's the VO Life, absent from the face of the earth for way too long, and I apologize. My gosh, you come out and say you're going to try to get something out every Friday, and then life happens. And even like on another VO podcast, we are even pulling back there right now during summer because we're all so swamped. We're either swamped not just with VO work, but there's personal stuff going on, and I want to catch you up today and let you know what's going on. Whoo-wee! Well, first, in my my wheelhouse of everything that's going on, we have like a lot of people, you know, we live in an older house, and we decided we needed to do some fixing up, and we put it off, and we were doing some things here and there, but it was like you just couldn't get it all done. You know, you would put a new floor in one bathroom, a new floor in the next bathroom, and part of it, and you know, your bathroom fixtures are 35 years old. They need replacing. You know, your tub and shower look awful. And no matter how much you scrub them, they just don't look good anymore, you know. So we wanted to get all those changed. We needed some work done under the house, not full encapsulation, but we needed everything, new plastic and some things dug out and taken care of. And you know, we had a lot to do. And we decided to do a refi, because we had a ton of equity, and we said, why not? Let's do it. So we were going through all that, and you know how that is. The underwriters, they want this document. They want your, you know, blood from the horse you buried 11 years ago to prove you buried it. Things like that. Crazy stuff. And we're going through all that, and my wife, bless her heart, has got to have back surgery actually on the 22nd of July. And we're prepping for that because she is in a lot of pain, and we're dealing with that. Well, in this remodeling, it involves where my current studio is. And I have an area that is about, 7 by 10 maybe. It's in the back of my garage. It's like storage in the back of the garage, but there's no door going out to the garage. And they block this off like in an L shape. And on the other end of it is a laundry room and a half bath, and it's all like, 20-something inches below the rest of the house. It's garage level. So we have always wanted to raise that floor up because the ceiling's high enough. It'll be up level with the rest of the house, and the floor will be level, ceiling will be the same. We're going to move the entry door out of the garage over to a sidewall where you're not coming in and going up steps, you know, or coming up steps in a funny way in the garage. It's all going to work out nice, but that means I had to move, and I haven't done that yet. I'm working on that. So decisions had to be made. Did I want to build a studio out in my shop? Well, that involved running new electric, probably internet, probably this, that. You know, it was going to be a pain. Air conditioning, I'd have to have air conditioning and heat. There's no bathroom out there. I'd have to come back to the house, you know, to go to the restroom, or like we usually do here, just pee off the porch. I didn't say that, but it happens. But the decision was made to possibly move into one of the bedrooms, but I thought it's too loud back there. I can't. I mean, you can hear the air conditioning running, you can hear noise in the house. And I ran across a nice 6x6 vocalbooth.com gold version booth in Nashville, assembled. All I had to do was come watch a guy take it apart or help him and haul it out, bring it home. Man, that thing was heavy. But we got it, and I brought it home, and it's set up. And holy smokes, I mean, I don't know if it's going to work great or not, but I'm working on it. So it's set up. I've got a lot of my stuff moved in there, but the actual recording space I have not moved yet because I have to run a Ethernet cable under the house. and bring it up in there so I can be hardwired. Can't do wireless, and there's, my house is not wired for all that stuff, so I'll have to hardwire back to that bedroom. Do I think in this day and age that the wireless is probably good enough? I actually do. I don't have trouble with wireless out here. My main problem is the power going out. And we are looking at, during this remodel, of doing possibly, depending on what we have left in the end, it'll be the last thing we look at, a whole house generator. Not cheap, but we're thinking that might be a good move for 3 reasons. First, we're out here in the middle of nowhere, and power does go out. Electrical storms, winter storms, whatever, power goes out. It'd be nice to have power when it goes out. B is the fact that we have a lot of surges out here. Things blink and it'll go out for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. But the bad thing is when it goes out, it's usually out for hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, 2 days. We never know. And, the last thing is, man, wouldn't that be great to have that, for your backup for your voiceover stuff? You'd never be down, but then just to not be freezing to death or burning up when it's out during electrical storms or winter storms. And we're going to look at it. I think it's a good thing to do. And you're asking, when is he going to talk about voiceover? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. And then we have, all right, my wife's having surgery 22nd. I have to leave on the 8th, which she should be fine. She's having lower back surgery done. She's having a couple of discs fused. She has a cyst in her spinal column that's coming out. And those things are causing her a lot of pain. And she'll probably feel a lot better when she wakes up right after the surgery. But she'll have to go through the pain of the incision, getting back to walking and all that. But I believe she'll be in pretty good shape by the time I leave. However, we've got, family, fairly close by, and they'll keep a close check on her, and all that's going to work out. We'll have all that'll be great. But it's still stressful. And then everything going on with the shock of the nomination of 6 One Voice Awards, I'm still going, really? I mean, yes, I'm the one that sent in most of those nominations, but I didn't expect for them to get carded and get on the ballot for the finals. 1, maybe, if I get 1 in, that would be awesome to have a nomination, but to have 6, I'm blown away. I'm shocked. I still, until I hear my name called in the nomination list, I'm still not believing it. And I guess as I sit there, so there again, I had to go somewhere last week and get clothes to wear. I didn't have anything to wear to an awards event. When I got out of the corporate world a few years ago, man, I cleaned the closets out. I got rid of everything except jeans, shorts, and sweatpants, and a few pair of khakis, maybe in case I had to go somewhere and dress nicer. But I didn't think about formal and suit and tie or anything anymore. So I had to go do that. It's just been a lot going on. And then business-wise, the first week of July was terribly slow, as it usually is. And last week was better somewhat. Actually, last week wasn't great. It was okay. And this week's been great, a lot better. It's picked back up. So, and let me throw in another thing. I decided to move. I had already moved my website from GoDaddy to Wix as far as creating it. GoDaddy was still hosting it. I moved that to Upper Level Hosting. That's Brad Newman. Highly recommend Brad. He'll bend over backwards to get things done for you, and he knows his stuff. Upside down, inside out. Brad's great. But in this process, we were going to move my email off of GoDaddy and just directly into Microsoft. And, it was like $4 a month versus what I was paying Microsoft. Well, for some reason, right after we got it moved, I could not send or reply. I could see my emails, but if I replied, it would say, something about your sender thing has been marked and it's not a valid this. And all we did was move it over. And it stopped working. So I was having to read emails in Outlook and reply in Gmail. And I would have to copy stuff over and grab the address and whatever. And then even the web version I was having to use of Outlook, none of my contacts, nothing was linked in there. because it's basically quote unquote a new account. So I couldn't use my desktop version of Outlook yet because something's not working. So they finally fixed to where I can reply, but I'm replying under Troy at troyholdenvoices.onmicrosoft.com. So it's going to change that for people if they see it. It's just a mess. And Microsoft people have been working on this for 2 or 3 days, and it's still not corrected. I can't get email on my phone. I can't put any extra apps or nothing in because it's not sending from the correct place. And I have beat my head on the wall. And I'll tell you, it's been tough. And this is not Brad's fault at all. He's done everything he could do to get them through this. He's been on the phone with them. He's communicated with them. Everything the guy can do, he's done. But it's on the Microsoft side, and they're saying, we got to test this, we got to test that. Would you send us this? Would you run this report? And I'm like, you're the guys doing it. Just fix it. And he even told them, do this thing where you create a new tenant and da-da-da-da, and that'll fix it. And they're like, yeah, but we really need to look deeper first. So I got all that going on. So for almost 10, 11 minutes, I've told you all my problems that I'm dealing with, and I feel terrible about that. But it is what it is. I mean, we deal with this stuff, and you know what? You don't realize the impact something like that can have on your business, and your business flow is what I really want to refer to is, I would pop stuff up, reply, boom, done. I always kept my phone with me, boom, done. I could answer stuff quickly. And now with her going to the hospital Monday, and we'll be tied up a lot down there for about 3 days, I'm not even sure I can reply to emails while I'm there unless I take can I take my pad with me and maybe, I guess I could do that and log in that way. But still, the conveniences we need as entrepreneurs, voice actors or whatever, we need those things to work. And when they don't work, it's chaos. I mean, your workflow is screwed. You're anxious and you have anxiety over it because you're worried you're missing things. What else is not working correctly in my email? You don't know what all's going on in the background, and it's very nerve-wracking. And I'm a creature of habit. I get up, I go through my routines, I come down here, I do my work, I do this. I'm used to things working. And when they stopped working, I was in a panic. And I think everybody would be. I mean, we expect our stuff to work. We live in a world of instant gratification, and we want things to work. And when they don't, we panic. All right, that's enough about all the panic. Let's talk about real quickly summer and how things go during the summer. If you're new to VO and you're not used to the slowdowns and the ups and downs, typically for me, July can be a drag. And it's not, this week's been a little better. I have lower thresholds than a lot of people as far as targets. And I know a lot of people have, targets of 5 figures a month. They want to make a minimum, 10 grand. And there are people who have way higher targets. And God bless you. I wish I could start hitting more consistently higher targets. But my thing is I've got X dollars a week, which breaks down to X dollars a day. I have a whiteboard right here, and every time I book something, I write it on there. I booked it for this, and I put a little note of who it was. And at the end of the week, I can look back and say, all right, pretty good week. What I booked. It's not what I got paid for. That's a whole different thing. I do keep a running spreadsheet as money comes in. I put that in that spreadsheet. That's a secondary thing because I like to have so much per month coming in. But on the other hand, if I'm not writing it on that whiteboard, it's not going to come in. So that's what I'm doing first and foremost. I'm documenting on this whiteboard. I know, like if I look down at it now for Monday, there's 3 jobs on there I did. Tuesday, there's 2 jobs I did, and today's Wednesday. And I've not done anything yet, but it's early. It's 9 in the morning. Auditions I write on there, if I did 10, 12, 15, whatever, and I'll put if they're pay to play, if they're agent or whatever, I may put, 11 pay to play and 2 agent. It may say 9 pay to play and 1 agent. A lot of days it's 0 agent because I don't have the exposure to auditions through my agents that some people have because they only send me what fits except for one agency who sends out everything en masse. And I have to take a few minutes to read through their stuff, and that's okay. It's not that terrible. But the others only send me what they think I can do. And I appreciate that. It makes it easier for both of us. So I'm charting that or looking at that so I can know at least I made a good effort that day. What I find with all of this is I don't spend 10 hours a day in here auditioning for everything that comes in. Even on pay to play, I'm picky. I will do some things that might say a general accent or it might say more neutral, please, no distinguishable, blah, blah, blah. Because I think, what if? Just they listen to 20 other people with the same sound, and what if they hear something different and go, you know what, I kind of like that. It's got a warm feel to it. It's genuine. It's warm. It's authentic. Let's go with that one. That does happen from time to time. I have booked things that were written out, general, Gen Am, whatever you want to say, neutral, and I've booked it. It can happen. Doesn't happen very often. If I audition for 200 of them, I might book 1 or 2. So I'm going to be very picky about what kind of product is that, or what corporate feel are they putting out for that? Does this really fit? And I'll look on pay to plays and see where is the person casting it from. Sometimes it's a casting person, a production house. Sometimes it's the actual client. And if they are not from Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, Arkansas, blah, blah, blah. If they're not from one of those states, sometimes I'll skip it. Excuse me. But a lot of times I'll go ahead and do it. It just depends on the subject matter. But I'm more picky. What does that mean? That means I'm only in here 4 hours a day versus 9 because I'm not toiling over things I shouldn't be doing. The income remains the same or better. My stress level goes down, and I enjoy life a lot more. And that's the goal of being an entrepreneur down the road, is that you're in control more. And at first, your business controls you pretty hard. And mine still does at times. But for the most part, your goal is for you to control your business. Now, could I spend another 3 hours a day marketing? I could. I've built up some pretty decent lists. I'm circulating through those lists. I send my emails. I think I do what I should. Would I like to have more direct clients and more of this? Yeah. Who wouldn't? I mean, every month I go, why am I not adding to my automotive client list? I'm reaching out, I'm doing this, I'm getting good emails back that tell me they're going to put me on their roster and they're going to reach out as soon as they have something, and then nothing for, a long time, and then I might finally get a shot. And the thing is, that's what this is all about. You have to wait for those shots. You keep knocking on the doors, you do it to where you're not getting on their nerves, and you wait for your shot. I don't know of another way to do it. Get on a good marketing program. Yes, you got to pay money for that. Am I on one? No. Should I be? Probably. And I think it's something I'll invest in later. Right now, I got so much going on. We're doing good to keep the lights on, keep the jobs going out, get the auditions done, and still take care of this farm, take care of this remodel. And I don't know how much chaos that's going to cause with noise. It's coming, tearing out bathrooms. But my son and I are going to do most of the tear outs on the weekend. So then the guys can come in during the week and do the putback. And a lot of that's going to be plumbing under the house and this and that. And maybe it won't be so loud, but we'll see. God, there's a lot going on. I don't even want to think about it because I'm not a stressful person. I'm pretty happy-go-lucky. But when I sit and think about everything that's going on, I'm like everybody else, man. It gets to me. I mean, there's a lot. It's a heavy weight. And all you want to do is what? Record stuff. send stuff out, get paid. And I can't do that right now. Not just that, I have to take all these other things into consideration. And of course, you know what's going to come first, taking care of my wife. I've got to get her to this surgery, get her home, get her feeling better. And I want her to be able to get back to doing the things that she loves to do. And, we don't know, will the surgery work? Will she be 100% in 3 months? How long will it take? And the doctor's saying a couple of weeks. She should be able to do a lot of the things she was doing. She can't go back to work for quite a while because of lifting people. She works in the medical field and she does CTs and X-rays, and people are on a gurney or a stretcher or whatever, and they move them onto a table to do the test and on the machines, and then they got to put them back, and some people aren't able to move well and they have to help scoot them, and there's a lot of stress on your body. So will she even be able to go back to that? We don't know. We don't know how well the surgery will take. We don't know what her restrictions will be after the surgery. There was mention that you probably shouldn't ride horses ever again, or for at least 6 months, but it could be longer, because if you fell off, the impact could do damage to your surgery area, because she's having rods and screws put in, to the bottom of her spine. But here's the worst part of all of it. She's got to turn right around in just a few months and have a second surgery on her upper, the cervical, where they're going in through the front of her neck to fuse 2 more discs. And down below that, she already had 2 that were fused, and they were bone fused, which is different. But, man, that's scary, knowing you got to go back for another one. But they'll see how much this lower back surgery takes away the issues. So we'll see. We got a lot going on. And I'm sure a lot of you have a lot going on. We all do. Summertime, OVC coming up. If you are coming to One Voice, and if you want to send me an email, great. Which email address? Most of them don't work. No, it still works. Troy@troyholdenvoices.com. Send me an email. Let me know you're coming. And be sure, if you can, come to my talk. They call it a talk. It's a free thing. It's 50 minutes. It will be on Friday at 5:30, I believe. I don't have the room here in front of me, but you'll be there. You can find it. And then on Saturday, I believe at 3:30, I'm on a panel called In the Trenches. It is hosted by Michael Scott. There is like 5 of us on there. I know Brad Highland's on there. I don't remember everybody else. I'm sorry. I didn't really prepare for this. This was a last minute, let's get a podcast done. But come to that as well. I think that'll be a good panel. It'll be in the main auditorium. And In the Trenches is just covering, it's people that are supposedly booking a lot of stuff. And some days I go, do I really? Yeah, I book more than I think I do when I look at repetition during the week and how many jobs I record during the week, because there are a lot of people who say I only record 1 or 2 jobs a week. Well, they may be recording things that are higher paying than what I'm doing, but I'll typically record 7 to 12 jobs a week. And some of that's repeat business. Some of that is YouTube stuff, but it's In the Trenches, and I think that's a cool title. So I'm hoping we'll be offering some good insight to people, and they can ask questions, and we answer the questions, and that's the part I'm looking forward to. What questions are they going to have? So if you're coming to OVC Dallas, let me know. I'd love to meet you. I don't plan on going to any paid stuff. I plan on going down there, and I know this sounds terrible, but because everything we're going through, I kind of plan on going down through there to unplug and relax a little bit and not overdo things, and just enjoy seeing people, shaking hands, hanging out, talking, sitting around, and just, and I really look forward to the awards thing. I've never been to one of the awards shows. I think it's just going to be fun to go to, and the pictures and the fun. Just have fun. What is that? I don't know, but go have fun. Hey, thanks for joining me, and I apologize. We're not cranking out podcasts left and right now on either one of the podcasts, but we all have got a lot going on, and we're going to try to keep focused and do the things we're supposed to be doing and still try to keep you guys informed. Join us on Facebook at the VO Life page. Always questions and answers there. Hopefully we'll get more into doing more active things in the fall with more workshops, maybe even another automotive workshop with Jenna Birmingham. We hope maybe we can do another one of those, and maybe some free things during the week, some quick things where only maybe 2 or 3 people come over and we're only on there for 30 minutes and do some quick reads and some quick hints and trying to help some people. So hopefully we'll get that going again. But hey, thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for subscribing, for listening, downloading these podcasts, and being a part of this journey. It's been a great one. Year 4 is, in the books, and here we go for year 5. And remember, between 3 and 5, and then 5 and 10 are 2 big breakout areas in your VO career. And I'm sitting there teetering on it, getting a taste every now and then of what it could be like to really cross over that threshold. And I'm really hoping that between now and next year, I can really see a huge difference. And I hope you can too, no matter what stage of the journey you're in. Thanks for joining me here once again on the VO Life, and I'll see you again soon. Not sure when, but I'll be back soon. Thanks.